Good morning, pilgrims, on day 8 of the Via de la Plata. Today we have a long 27-kilometer day from Villafranca, where I find myself right now, to Torremejía. It's somewhere between here and Merida. Today it's gonna rain. We got cloudy skies. It's gonna happen. It is the first day of 4 of rainy days that we have up ahead. I'm gonna skip one because I'm taking a rest day in Merida. Yes, it is a cold morning. It's gonna warm up a little bit, and then as soon as it starts raining, the temperatures are gonna dip again. I had a great night's sleep last night, in the private pension where I stay. I went to the center of town for dinner last night, and I had a pizza. Yes, pizza. And then this morning I went to a bar that was not far away from where I stay, about a block away, where I had breakfast, and I asked the owner, can you please make me like a sandwich, because there's no support on today's stage, and he was kind enough to make me a ham and cheese sandwich, which is simply 2 toast, what we get for breakfast, put together. He wrapped it in tin foil, and I have it in my backpack. So that's gonna be lunch, along with some of the snacks that I bought the day before yesterday. And just waiting for the sun to come out because I don't have a headlamp. It is 8 o'clock. I can see where the path is leading me, and I'm gonna start walking. Today I might record just a little bit in the morning before the rains come. I'm really hoping that it's just a drizzle and not a torrential rain. We'll take it as it comes. The terrain seems to be favorable. I think it's just gonna be undulated like the last few days in agricultural fields. So let's leave Villafranca and head into the open fields again. This vlog and this series are brought to you by Garcia Dreams. Together, we build a better future. All right, 8:37 in the morning. Been walking for almost an hour, almost 5 kilometers already. The rains haven't caught up with me. I can see 2 pilgrims out there in the distance, and there's like one behind me just around the bend. And my God, is this flat terrain. Every day is a little change, a little twist. You can feel that we're going somewhere and coming from somewhere as well. We have left, I'm not gonna call them mountains, those huge hills. And now we're out here in the open fields, just wondering what Castilla y León is gonna be like. It's probably gonna be flat, well, as flat as it could be on the Via de la Plata, which is not flat at all. That's how it always goes. People have expectations, and then there's the reality. I mean, look at this. Look at my view right now. Although there are clouds in every direction, patches of the sun have come out already, like right now, which is great. I mean, are we actually gonna avoid the rains? I'm really hoping so. It is super windy, so it's keeping me nice and cold, no sweat whatsoever. I'm actually wearing the same shirt that I wore yesterday, just because I won't be able to do laundry today, most likely. So, that's what happens when you only bring like 2 or 3 sets of clothes. Oh, there's the sun. Check out my shadow. And by the way, I don't know if you can see behind me 2 pilgrims. There are actually 3 behind me and 3 in front. 7 on this stretch, and I'm sure there are more farther back and farther forward. Now, those 2 pilgrims that you see behind me, 2 Japanese, a couple. I was told about them, I think it was at the albergue on day 1. And they've done the Shikoku Henro, so as soon as I saw them, I approached them, I practiced my Japanese. Konnichiwa, arigato gozaimasu. That's about it, that's all I know. And we talked about the Henro, we talked about this Camino, and wow. It's nice to be able to meet people from all around the world. I met Japanese now, Germans, French, Spaniards, and Americans. That's what our group consists of, which is very nice. Now I'm seeing signs, ominous signs in the distance, and I'm not talking about the clouds. What are those, bullet holes? And the moment I've been dreading for the last few days has finally arrived. The gusts of winds intensified, and with it came a few droplets of water. Quite a few. Not a torrential rain as I was expecting, but maybe that was just the first wave that hit us. And always looking at the silver lining, the wind is coming from behind us. So in a way, it's kind of pushing us along just so that we can get to today's destination as fast as possible. I find myself right now in the straightaway, just like a straight shot, 16 kilometers. It's just like a line with fields on both sides and pilgrims in front and behind. I see all those orange backpack covers, orange, green, you know, different colors. Mine is green, but I'm not using mine because I have the poncho, which managed to put it on quickly. As soon as the water started hitting me, the droplets, I took it out from my top pouch, which is where I'm keeping it, and I just threw it over. My soft covers everything, and I have my hands inside, so it was flapping around with the wind, just to keep everything dry. All my gear needs to stay dry because I don't think anything is waterproof, and I have already lost equipment on the caminos, and it's not fun at all when it happens. But it's not gonna happen on this one. The pouches that I have are water resistant. They have those watertight zippers, and with the poncho on top should be nice and fine. I'm glad that I got my sandwich for the road because there's zero support. There's not even water out here. I have my 1 liter bottle, my smart water bottle that I chipped the tip, so it still works. If I find another bottle, I can switch the top, the cap, and I also have my water filtration pouch from Catadine Be Free, which is 1 liter. I haven't used it as much. I thought I was gonna need it for to filter the water in the streams, but then I'm thinking I'm in an agricultural area, but probably they use pesticides and stuff like that, and then all that gets in the water, plus the water, the manure from the animals. You know, if I do that, it would just be in a survival situation where I can still drink that water, but you know, it's not optimal. It hasn't gotten to that. I still have it. I have it in at the bottom of my backpack, so it's right next to my fan. Come on, wind, cooperate for a little bit here. Yes, that's right. I have a fan, the fan that I use on the Camino Portuguese, which I have not used it once, but I brought it not for the beginning of the trip, but for the second half. You know, as I get closer and closer to May, the temperatures are gonna rise, especially on the Camino Frances now. So I will have the fan with me to give me that cool breeze, and also when I'm at the albergues at night, I'll have a little bit of air flowing. On the Portuguese, it worked out amazingly well. It was a revelation. But then again, that was in August, a month that is much hotter than May. I don't know, we'll see. If I don't use it, I can always leave it at a donation box or one of those donativo. Take what you need, leave what you don't need behind, and some of the pilgrim might reap the benefits of it. Check out the wind. All right, let's go. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I made it to Torremejía after a 26-kilometer day, 5 hours and 17 minutes. That's how fast I've been going, which is a speed of 5 kilometers an hour, burn 1,600 calories, on and on and on. Man, the rain kept coming in waves, and with every wave, he got hotter and hotter, worse and worse. And just the last, I think from the halfway point up to now, I just been, hiding with my poncho, all my gear close to me. I had the umbrella. The umbrella helped me not just with the water, but also with the wind. And I thought, you know what, I have a sandwich in my backpack, and I won't be able to get it because I can't stop and take everything off to dig into my backpack. But then I saw one of the French pilgrims, and I asked him to help me out. The great thing about this backpack is that it has side pockets that let you access the main hall. So he was able to go in there. I had like the umbrella to cover. He like lifted my poncho, dig in there, grab the sandwich, pulled it out, and I was able to enjoy the sandwich, as it was raining. And then, of course, at the end, just before making it here to town, there was a river crossing because the water is just everywhere now. And then we had to walk through a narrow path with that was overgrown. That's how it goes. At least I'm in town. I see 3 pilgrims already there, regrouping. I guess they took a different route here, an alternative path. And let's just head over to that albergue and take a shower, take everything off. Look at my down jacket, it's all wet. And my ass, my pants from my ass all the way down are wet. All the rain was coming from behind. And it's funny because I have my regular t-shirt, I have a fleece jacket, and then I have a down jacket on top of that, and then the poncho, and I was nice and toasty inside. Only my legs were cold. My toes are completely soaking wet, so, I'm feeling it. But I'm in town. Let's go. Well, here I am in my room, which is a tiny one, but I got everything that I need, which is just a bed and, of course, an air conditioning unit, which I have it blasting now at 30 degrees Celsius, just so that it dries up everything that got wet, which was almost everything but the electronics. Since I mentioned to you guys that I was going to show you like the gear that I'm bringing along with me, I already mentioned to you guys that I have 3 shirts. You already met this one. The second one is this red one that I've been using for a while now. I got this one at, where was it? I think it was before the Tour de Mont Blanc. Before that, and it was in, what's the name of this place? Decathlon, or Decathlon. So that's one. The second one is here, which is the one with the hoodie and the long sleeves, which are great for protection from the sun. These are Cools, same brand as my pants. Where are my pants? Here are my pants. Everything is hanging now from any place that I can find, just so that it dries up fast. Poncho is already dry. And when it comes to socks, I use the Darn Tough socks, the Crew Cut. They have a lifetime warranty, which I already put it to the test, and it works out. I had a pair that I've been using for the longest time, and I started to get like a hole down here. So I contacted them, and I just had to ship it to them. So it cost me like $5 to ship it to them. They gave me a store credit and free shipping. So the replacement cost me $5, which is not too bad at all. And my underwear, where are you? Right here? Is this the one? Yeah, I think I'm wearing the last pair. I have 3 of these, which are the ex-officials that I've been using for the longest time. I think since I did my first trip in Kilimanjaro in 2013. And these are the underwear that I use for my day-to-day life, everyday life. That's how great they are. Sometimes I even wear them twice. One way like this, and then I just flip it upside down and I wear it again. And for the socks, they say you don't have to wash them every day or every time you use them. You can wait a couple of days because they all have this wicked material that gets rid of the odor. They don't really smell that bad at all. And if you just let them dry, you can use them at least twice. So since I have 3 pairs of socks, that will be the equivalent of 6. Same thing with my underwear. And then when it comes to my shirts, it all depends if I sweated that day or not. I put everything in this Ziploc bags because it all started with my electronics just to keep it dry. But I've been using it for everything, including my wallet. Everything that needs to be organized, I use one of these. So this is my fast drying towel, which I haven't used when I'm staying in places like this because they offer you a towel. But when I'm at the municipal albergue, of course you need one. And this is one of the things that weighs the most in my backpack, which are all my charging cables, which you have seen already over the last few videos. I got here all my data transfer kit. I have my 2 hard drives that are 4 terabytes each, so I have 8 terabytes. That's a lot. I have the transferring adapter for my DSLR camera that uses a C Express card. They're bigger because they can transfer at a higher speed. They're made to shoot at 8K resolution. So yeah. And then I have a bunch of micro SD cards on this little plastic box. And I also have my earplugs. I got what do I have over here? I got all the cables, USB-C cables on this one. And on this one, I have the extension cord, which is working out great. I have the splitter, and I have a second charger besides the power bank that I'm using. Here's the fan that I will be using probably on the Camino Frances, for sure. My water filtration system, which is really only this. This is just the bladder. I can hold 1 liter in here. I've used this for a while now and no issues whatsoever. Haven't gotten any stomach viruses using this. And that's it. Oh, I got my glasses here. We should probably see it hanging from the whole thing that I have in front. I have my sunglasses on one side, and on the other, I have my reading glasses, which I use to fly the drone when I'm editing and I need to look at something up close. It happens, man. It happens to the best of us. So the drone did not get wet, so I really like this bag. As I mentioned, it has this type of zipper that's kind of like a weather seal, and it worked out great. Everything got wet except for that, which is incredible. And then I have my fanny pack. I think I got this one for the Appalachian Trail because anything that I have from CPAX, which is ultralight, I definitely got it for the AT. And here's where I keep my microphones. And I have, it's kind of like a large pocket in a way. My gloves. My liner. I've had this for the longest time. This with a couple of blankets, you're set. No bed bugs, no bed bugs at all if you use this. Today is just one of those days. And that's it. Got the camera here. My day pack with the second bags. I had this on my flight over. The things that I didn't want to check in the luggage. All my electronics, I put them in here. And this is just like a day backpack. And as you can see, I can have both of the pouches. Fits nice and perfect. I mean, I'm just so happy with the way my organization came together on this one. The backpack is over there. I got some stuff drying, like my socks at the bottom there. Compression sacks, which are a lifesaver. I've been using them for the longest time. I even put a name outside of what I have, like socks and underwear. Sometimes I'm not true to that, But at least, you know, with the different colors, I got a green one over there. I have this one. I know what I have inside. And my toiletries, didn't mention that. I have a bar of soap in this plastic container because if not, it's all dripping and it's not fun. I have my razor, which I should use in Safra when I get there. I have a couple of spare ones here, spare blades. I have my deodorant, full-size deodorant, nail clippers, my toothbrush, toothpaste, and toothpick. And this is the line, which I haven't used, like a clothesline. I haven't used it at all. And you know, when I don't use things for days on end, I feel like just getting rid of them. I got this, which I don't need the wooden clips because it has this system where you just put your clothes in there and then you can close or open it up. And it's a decent size length. You can use it and hang it in between, let's say, two bunk beds, or maybe just alongside the bunk bed and create your curtain so that people to get, you know, some privacy. So, you know, if I don't use this by the time I make it to Santiago, I'm leaving it in one of those donativo boxes. And that's it. Just second look around just to make sure I didn't forget anything. Yes. I gotta put it all back now. My pants are, let me see. Been using this pair of pants for the longest time. Right now it's just full of mud. But what I like about them is all these large pockets with a zipper container inside. Usually this is where I keep the money. I zip it up and then I can close it and clip it so nobody's going to pickpocket me. They're from Cools. And they have the zippers as well, the zipper leg, so you can take this off if it's a hot, sunny day. And, you know, great pants. They're drying right now because they got wet. Everything got wet. And that's it. Oh, by the way, I have this harness that I use when I'm walking around town so that I can keep my camera with me. I'm not leaving this at any albergue. So I can just walk around with this and the drone on this one. And that's it. I guess I'll have dinner in a while. It's raining on and off. It's been like that all afternoon. So I'll have dinner in the afternoon. And tomorrow we have a 16-kilometer day, short day, following this main road all the way to Merida, where I will be taking a rest day. So I guess, you know, since we're on it, why come back one more time? Let's just thank the trail angel of the day. Let me find the list. And today it's going to be Bill Gilmore. Thank you, sir, for your donation. And I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6:30, maybe 7 because it's a short day. And then I don't know what time the check-in is when I get into town. It's going to be another rainy day. It's going to be like that for the next few days, so I just have to deal with it. See you tomorrow.